Why are these five companies the largest five companies in the U.S. economy? Well, it's pretty simple. They all responded to the digital revolution. They all are playing a part in the next AI revolution. And the most important part, they all make money. And they have built a moat around themselves, and they've built a TAM, a total addressable market, that continues to grow as they innovate, make new products, and make new offerings to us. So they all continue to grow. So it all comes down to, if you want to be an investor, invest in companies that make money and invest in companies that adapt to technology and put themselves in front of what the change is happening in our world. And we are going through the biggest change in history, in the history of mankind. And yet we worry about what Jerome Powell has to say today and what the employment numbers are today. But these five companies and about 22 others are really got them by the short hairs, and they're making money. So what I do is I go and find these companies who are in the center of this revolution to bring artificial intelligence to us, to build out our infrastructure of the internet, to make it possible, and then adapt to the technology to deliver it to us, the consuming economy, the largest part of our economy, and thus become profitable. So what I want to do in this video is share with you my search for those companies who are involved in artificial intelligence and the biggest change in our world, and are making money and are telling us that their revenues are going up, their profits are going up, and hey, we're going to make more money over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. Come be a part of us if you want to, and if you believe are too big to ever be successful again, think again. They're screaming it at you. I want to show it to you. I want to show you how I've digested it, how I've dissected it, and put it in an understandable format so that you and I can make good investment decisions. Am I giving you financial advice? Hell no, I'm not. I'm sharing my knowledge with you. Let's get at it.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
This is the website I've built for you to share my knowledge and my experience. And I want to take you to the services bar, and then I want to take you to Kerry's portfolio allocation. I've shown you this before, how I have taken my portfolio and I've searched to find those companies within my portfolio who are projecting growth in earnings, as you can see here, and done it on a year-by-year basis, and taken what they've told me, how their earnings are going to grow over the next 3 years, and then I've projected what the overall growth on my portfolio would be if they achieve their goals and their objectives of earnings per share. I then also did that same thing on growth in revenues, and then broke that down again and shared it with you. And then what I decided I needed to do was to combine these two numbers so that I could then digest it in such a format that which are the top companies within my portfolio that are going to give me the best return, and how should I allocate the funds that I have among these 27 stocks based on what they're telling me they're going to do in the future. Now, is that written in stone and it will happen? No, but it gives me a way to look at it, digest it, and make a better decision. So let me take you and show you how I've combined these two charts to make it into one. Okay, this is the chart that will go up in replacement of those two. They will be behind the scenes to support this chart. So what this is a combination of both the projected growth in earnings per share and the growth in revenue, and then comparing the stocks accordingly. Let me show you what I've done. This is SMY, Symbotics, a artificial intelligence robotics company. I've done other videos to explain what they do. So what I've done here is this represents their earnings per share growth. This represents their earnings per revenue growth. And what I've done is said that Symbotics has told me that their earnings per share growth is going to be up 53% from 23 to 24, and their revenue is going to be up 47%. So I've put those two together and come up with a 50%. I've done that then for each subsequent year and come up with an average. So now you see that they have an average or projected between those average of a growth of 914% over the next 3 years. That makes them the number one in my portfolio. So, but they represent 5.2% of my invested assets. I then have my number 3 is Snowflake, which I've been unable to get at the price I want to buy it at. So I'm only showing one share here. But here again, you're seeing they're saying their earnings per share will grow 176 and their revenues will grow 32 for an average of 4. That changes the complexion over here a bit, but they remain my number 3 stock. And number 2 is NVIDIA. They're projecting a 224% increase in earnings per share and a 100% increase in revenue. That's a big difference. So average them, it's 162, bringing me a number of 383 return on investment over the 3 years, making them the number 2 stock. And what I'm doing is saying this is 914, this is 383, this is 332. I have done that then for each of the stocks within my BUS 13 and BUS 12 portfolio. So then I can allocate my funds accordingly. As you can see in Meta, I have 7.7% of my portfolio, but they aren't even ranked in the top 10. Whereas Symbotic, I have 5, and NVIDIA, I have 5. So I can use these numbers to help me readjust my portfolio and sell some and buy more of others. It is a management tool. And what I want you to do is learn from this management tool. Here's one of them that stands out. Apple represents 4% of my portfolio, but I'm projecting over the 3 years, my Apple stock is only going to return me a 24% gain. Why? Because their earnings per share projection for this year is a negative 1, and their revenue growth is a positive 6, giving me an average of 3. So I need to reallocate funds accordingly and move funds up from some of these down here, such as Microsoft, offering me a 47% gain opportunity as compared to some of these up here that are offering me something in the neighborhood of 248%. So this is what I've done. This is how I've put this together. And I share it with you on my website. Where do you find it on my website? You go to the website, you page down to the various platforms that we offer. The tribe is just the Discord where you can converse with other people. The Premium Plus is a look at my portfolio and the activity in it. And then the Premium is basically swing trading as well as the analysis within Kerry's portfolio. This is where we're going. We are going to combine the swing trading, which is all done on technical analysis, with the management of Kerry's portfolio as Mark comes in and looks at my portfolio on a daily and weekly basis and says, Kerry, based on the technical analysis, now would be a good time to reduce your holdings in Microsoft and move them to such and such to give you a more efficient growth pattern within your portfolio. That's where we're going, managing the portfolio and specializing. Let me speak to that more directly. Specialization. I'm a specialist. I'm concentrating every day on artificial intelligence and machine learning and how we are going to adopt it as a civilization, how it's going to affect our internet, what companies are going to profit from it, what companies aren't. I could be a generalist. And this past weekend, I could have recognized when Spectrum notified me that they were not going to have any Disney products available to me over the weekend and in the near future, and recognizing that meant that I would not be able to see the Alabama or the Auburn game, and I would not be able to watch Monday Night Football. And I could have said, what I did say is, I'm moving immediately to YouTube TV, which I did, and then canceled my Spectrum. And I could have said, Comcast Comcast is doing the same thing, and those two stocks are going to tank, and I should go short them. And oh, by the way, Roku's probably going to shoot up 10% tomorrow, or Monday or Tuesday. But I don't do that because that would be not concentrating on specialization. A generalist is going to 90% of the time he's going to fail. A specialist will succeed more often. That's what I choose to do. That's what Best of Us investors are choosing to do. If you want to be more of a generalist, go for it and do it. And in fact, if you can learn from us and take my specialty and the way I approach it and apply it to what you want to do, maybe you want to chase the electric vehicle, the craze. Maybe you want to go to solar energy. I don't know. You use my knowledge and my specialty and then adapt it to you. So with that being said, I have an announcement. I did a video about a week and a half ago about how we just built a nuclear plant in Georgia, and I'm going to be getting some of the electricity from it, and I was going to buy uranium. I chose a price that I wanted to buy a uranium trust, and I have yet to buy it. I'm going to cancel that order. Why am I going to cancel that order? Because it is not part of my specialty. I don't know when this nuclear power is going to take off and when uranium is going to take off, and I'm not willing to wait, and I'm not willing to divert and put some of my energy towards nuclear energy. I want to specialize on artificial intelligence, machine learning, and how it's going to change our world, what companies are going to benefit, what companies are going to suffer from it, and who is going to take us there. I did very extensive videos on Google. Google and Microsoft are going to be the leaders in this. They are going to provide me with artificial intelligence and machine learning that is going to make my specialty easier. That is to say, I'm going to be able to predict, like I'm doing on a very elementary basis in the charts I showed you earlier. I will be able to plug Microsoft's Copilot and Google's packages to make that predictability of my stocks better in the future. So I will study those elements. I will sign up for their $30 a month packages so that I can use this artificial intelligence for my betterment. And I'm then willing to share it with you. Go to the website, explore it further. If this is what will help you have a better life and put you in a position so that you can live your better life and then make the lives of those who follow you better, hooray. I've achieved my goal. You've achieved your goal. Hey, that's called working as a tribe. Come get on the bus and let's work together on this.